Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what is going on? My name is Marin TM, and welcome to my first tournament video of 2022. Before we get into the video, around 54% of you guys watching are not subscribed, so if you have been enjoying the daily uploads, consider subscribing. Now, let's get into today's episode. This is by miles the best tournament I've had in 2022, and today I want to go over why I think that is, and also my mistakes as well as what I did right. One thing you'll see throughout this entire video is that I only use MK and SMG. I never use a shotgun this season. This is of course personal preference, but I also believe it's one of the reasons I'm able to place highly on the leaderboard, even though I don't practice as much as I used to. Using MK and SMG only is the definition of adapting to the meta. I find it way more fun using shotguns, but I know that both statistically and realistically, I'm way more likely to do well in a tournament if I play SMG only. One thing both me and Blade were really good at this day was having good, clear, and calm comms. Even though we didn't have mats, even though we didn't have a lot of HP, we still managed to stay calm and communicate at a high level with each other. However, one thing we did wrong in the first game was not getting enough kills. Like, this season, I genuinely believe you do not need to drop a super high kill win to qualify, and I'm gonna be honest, the perfect first game right now is, in my opinion, 15 kills. Because then your second game will be perfect. It won't be too hard, but it will still have players with brains in them. And as you can see in the top right corner, we do not have enough kills to meet the perfection criteria. But yeah, the official tip number one in this video is to always aim for 15 kills in your first game, and of course the victory royale. It's the perfect amount of kills to set you up for a good tournament. In game number one, I do end up going down, and the reason for this was because I jumped in this duo's box instead of holding a bit of a longer angle. This isn't always a bad play, but I forgot to have clear comms with Blade that this is what I did, so I got punished for doing that solo play. So, in game number one, because of my bad comms, we weren't able to win the game, and we got second place with 8 eliminations. Me and Blade both agreed that we would fight off spawn this tournament and avoid absolutely every mid-game fight. Unfortunately, already in game number 2, we went down in our off-spawn fight. What's crucial to do when your first few games doesn't go quite as you might have hoped for is to just sit back and chill and make sure you make the most out of your third game. Because if you go into your third and maybe even fourth game with a terrible mentality, it's gotta be nearly impossible to bring it back from game 5 if you die in those 2 previous games, as most people do when they have a bad mentality. So always just take each game as an individual game. Don't think about the fact that one game has ruined your chances of qualifying. Instead, go into your next game and think about how you can loot and farm effectively, rotate smart, and play it smart to win. When Blade goes down here, my instant thought is to just try and secure as many placement points as possible. However, if I had 200 HP, I would have been looking for people to eliminate and get a refresh on. What you have to understand this season is that if you are alive in the third moving zone, like I am right here, with 200 HP and a SMG, you are unstoppable. Most other players in your lobby won't have 200 HP, and you'll win pretty much every fight. Now I find myself in a bad position, and that is because I just stood still, holding my wall when I got sprayed, instead of building boxes forward. And right now, if somehow I managed to be on 200 HP, I could have probably relatively easily gotten a refresh, but because I am on 88 effective HP, I lose the game as soon as someone sees me. Hopping straight into game number 4, me and Blade get into a pretty easy off-spawn fight and make it to the end game, where Blade does an amazing job of claiming low ground. Claiming low ground in duos is such a power position, but it's very volatile. You always have to stay all the way frontage and look for people trying to take it from you. Right here, someone could have easily taken it from us because we didn't stay all the way in front of the zone. But pretty luckily for us, nobody else in the lobby was able to see that we did a relatively poor job of maintaining low. As you can see, we're struggling on mats, and that means we need to be aggressive and look for eliminations. If we, however, had over 500 mats here, we should have only focused on claiming low ground. This is important to keep in mind when playing tournaments, because going for one unnecessary kill can make your second place into a 7th place. The reason I'm saying this is because of this right here. I didn't have awareness over my mats, and it's such a rookie mistake that cost us pretty much winning this game. In game number 5, we had very unstructured rotates the entire game that caused us to be ultra scuffed in the end game, but that doesn't explain what in the world I was doing here. Moving into game number 6, we once again got into an off-spawn fight. We thankfully were able to win. And this endgame here pretty much sums up how ridiculously good the SMG is. I mean it when I say it. I think this season is the easiest season to do well in, because you can pretty much be a bad player and just use SMGs and have a little bit of knowledge of the competitive side of Fortnite, and you will do well. I'm not gonna tell you to play MK and SMG only, but like, wow. It is ridiculously overpowered. This endgame is an example of how much being chill actually benefits you and your teammates. Like, right here, me and Blade have no mats, but because we both chill and have calm comms, we are able to make something very good out of this endgame. Right here, both me and Blade have to do our very best to claim low ground. And when I see players on low ground, I hop into their box like a monkey. This was probably not the best play, but again, I did have good comms with Blade, and he knew what I was going to do. And even though I messed up badly, it was a pretty good attempt. In game 7, I decided to position us highly elevated in the 50-50 zone. And this is beneficial because you can easily recycle pads in moving. However, I placed us on a bad position, and we ended up getting a lobby focus as a result of my bad call. In game 8, we once again fight off spawn, but this time we don't do it to the standard we have been throughout this entire tournament, and we end up falling early. This was it, our final game of the tournament. Our time to redeem ourselves. All we wanted to do was win this game and see where that put us on the leaderboard. But then, I go down. Everything was in Blade's hands. This is what he did. I'm on HP. You might be able to get me, I don't know. Yeah, dropping. Dropped. I just zone. Impulsory. Nice, he's whites. Beautifully done, bro. Get all the mats. 220 mats. I'm marking zone for you. Reload everything when you get him. Top 5 right now. One duo, rest solos. One duo, rest solos. It's your builds, your builds. Nice. You against the duo. You against the duo. 7 mats. 160 mats. 170 mats. Nice shot. Nice. $130 mats. Nice tag, bro. You're fucking crazy. You're crazy! Oh, let's fucking go! You're fucking crazy, bro. So yeah, that was it. 163rd on the leaderboard with Blade. I'm really happy about it. Obviously, we didn't qualify, but then again, we had a 0-point game where we spent 20 minutes. Anyways, guys, that's gonna wrap up daily upload number 8. My name is M1K3 Editz. Stay safe and take care.